Tuts Pro, welcome back to another Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create this super cool heads-up display effect for any type of project, whether you're going to be doing music videos or you're going to be doing car cinematics. I want to give a special thanks to PixelFilmStudios for sponsoring today's video. Also, don't forget to check them out on YouTube, where they provide their own comprehensive Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials covering a variety of topics. You can visit their YouTube playlist, which I will link down below. Again, I do want to give a special thanks to PixelFilmStudios for sponsoring today's video. If you want to visit the actual plugin, along with the original video that I used in today's video, I will leave it linked down in the description. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. Alright, so this is the effect that I created here, as you can see. Now the plugin is called the Final Cut Pro 10 HUD Mega Pack from PixelFilmStudios. As with any plugin from PixelFilmStudios, the plugins are very easy to install, and I think this one comes with 5 different installations that you guys need to do. The first one's going to be the Final Cut Pro 10 HUD Mega Pack, which controls the actual settings for certain effects. We have bulge, we have opacity flicker, media glow, helmet HUD tracker, we have light lens flare, we have light rays, scan lines glitch, and RGB pixel screen overlay. Now, I do have other effects overlaid on here from the other packs. So here it's going to be the Pro Decatur HUD. So we have preset 1, as you can see here. So if I kind of push play, it'll animate just like that. And if I push play on this one, it'll animate just like this for preset number 1. There's in parentheses like left and right, and this will just show you where the actual movement is going to take place. So the text is going to be on the right side. For this one, the text is going to be on the left side. You have some that are with a drop zone, as you can see here. And then below that, you're going to have the Pro HUD Volume 2. You're going to have numbers in different categories. So you have text, you have animated doubles. So as you see here, we have this one here, which looks super cool. If I push play, looks just like that, and I'm going to just show you what this would look like. It'll look just like that. Super neat, and I'll show you how to use that in conjunction with the other actual presets. Here you have animated singles. Again, this one's really cool. If I push play, it'll look just like that. Here you have helmet, and this one's really cool as well. If you want to kind of replicate that helmet HUD overlay effect, this one you would have to use a face with this one and use like a tracker. So here we have Pro HUD Volume 3. Again, really cool presets that you guys can use. You have airlock, you have preset 3, and these are really cool. Again, you can change the text and the colors for all of these as well. And then last but not least, we have Pro HUD Volume 4. So we have more animations and different HUD presets. If you head on over to the titles and the generators, you're going to have the Pro HUD tracker. You're going to have 30 different presets. All of these are animated and trackable. As you can see, if I push play, you're going to see a quick little preview of this preset number 5 and preset number 8. If we go down to the HUD Mega Pack, this is where you will find the rest of the really cool HUD elements. There's hundreds upon hundreds. Here we have a 3/4 circle animation. So if you go into the effects here, you're also going to have in the actual HUD Mega Pack, you have the same tools as you would in the actual titles and generators, where you will actually be able to find the plugin. Here I have a clip of this Mercedes, and we have this guy touching like the hood. It kind of wakes the car up. Amazing cinematography, by the way. And I'm going to show you how to create something that makes it look a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to go into the titles and generators. I'm going to go under the Pro Decatur HUD. So I'm going to add preset number 21, and you can do either left side, you can do the right side. In this case, I want it to be on the left just because there's more space over here. So I'm going to go with the left, and I'm going to click and drag this right above our media. Now, once you do that, if I push play, you're going to see it's not actually tracked to anything yet. Under published parameters, you're going to have the plugin as well as the parameters and controls. Here we have track controls, so we can turn it on or off if we don't want that. If I go to HUD controls, you can change the overall scale of this. You can also do this with the on-screen controls. You can change the way that this moves. You can rotate this along that center point and change the location, which is really cool. Again, here you can change this, or you can just move this all together from there on the centerpiece. I think that looks pretty good there. So what I'm going to do first is go into track editor, and this will open up a new window. And inside of this new window, what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag this square. We're going to drag that onto a point where we want to track. So I'm going to move the playhead to the beginning. I'm going to enable the track assist filter. What this will do is it will increase the contrast between the shadows as well as the highlights to create more of a texture, and it makes it easier to track. So in this case, I'm going to track the logo. Now you can increase or decrease the amount. I'm going to increase it quite a bit. Track quality, I want it to be a little bit higher, 65%. Search size, I'm going to leave everything how it is as well. Canvas instructions, you can enable or disable that if it's in the way. We're going to leave all that how it is, and we're going to hit the track forward button, and this will track the logo throughout the video. There you go. So we're going to hit stop, and we're going to go back to where that last frame is. So go and press left on the right arrow keys. So right there is where I want to highlight the keyframes that I don't want. So hold shift and select those frames. I'm going to right click on that and click remove keyframes. Now what I can do is click export data. This will save all of the data here from the keyframes, and now we'll input it onto the video. So if I push play, it'll look something like this. Super neat. And now we can change the text. So we're gonna go down. I'm gonna change the text to something else like Mercedes G is the name of the vehicle. Say you have a long title like E21, for example. As you can see, the prong here is a little short. So what you can do is if you go under the prong length, this will change the length of the first prong, and then prong 2 is the horizontal line where the text sits on. So you can make this longer if you have longer text, or you can make it shorter if you have shorter text. So I'm gonna make it a little bit longer for this example, but once it stops about here, I'm gonna trim it. Now if I push play, it'll look just like that. So what I want to do now is add a kind of glitch scan lines effect just to make it a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to go into the HUD Mega Pack. Under Effect Controls, you're going to have Scan Line Glitch. So we're going to drag that right above our media. Now, if you add that above everything, that will also change the text, as you can see. And maybe I don't want that, so I'm going to just drag this below. And if I push play, it'll animate just like that. So this is without it, and this is with it enabled. And now what I want to do is add one of those cool kind of animated HUD overlays. So what we want to do is go on to Pro HUD Volume 3. We're going to select Preset 9, which is the one that I used in this video. Now you could use any type that you want. You can do like loading. So if I push play, it'll look something like that. Super cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and select Preset 9. I'm going to click and drag this right above our media like so. I don't want it to start right away. I want it to start right as he sets his hand. So right here. So I'm going to press Command B. Delete the rest. What I want to do now is move this right above here. I can move it over here like that and push play. Something like that would look pretty cool. You're going to see it says updating. You can change the text of that. So you can go into the settings, go to where it says text 1, which is the top left here. Instead of it saying scanning, we're going to say welcome. And for text 2, we're going to say starting. So if I push play, it'll look something like that. Super cool. And again, you can change the color. So if you don't want to have it to be blue, you can change the rings to a different color. So you can do like red or maybe an orange color. And arrows, we can change that to another color as well. And that looks pretty cool. So now if I push play, you can do something that looks like that. Once I'm there, what I want to do is add some other effects on here. So I think it's under HUD4, and here you have other types of presets. So you have this one here. It'll look something like that. You can add this one, preset 28, which is the one that I added. So I'm going to drag this right above our media. It's going to animate in, and I also wanted to trim this. So I'm going to trim it down to the length of the video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the position of this. I'm going to move this down to the bottom left. Click and drag on that circle ring to make it smaller, maybe not too small, so something like that. And we can add something else as well. So we can do preset 6, so we can drag that above our media. For this one, I want to change the location, so I'm gonna make it smaller. Let's do top right. And for this one, I'm gonna change the color as well. So I'm gonna trim this. I'm gonna select preset 6, and I'm gonna go into the bars border, and I'm gonna change that color to that same kind of dark orange color. Border line, we can change that color to that cyan blue. That looks pretty good. So now we have bars border intensity, so you can make it really intense or really subtle. So now if I push play, it looks something like that. And maybe I don't want that white fill, so we're gonna click on the fill box color, and we can change this to something else like green or orange. I'm going to do like a lighter yellow orange color. So now it looks a little bit more contrasty, as you can see. All right, guys, so I do want to show you another awesome kind of effect that I definitely needed to show you. And that's going to be this really cool Iron Man helmet effect. It's a HUD effect. If I push play, it's going to look something like this. It's all animated, and of course you can have it be still if you want to as well. You can do that by going over to the titles and generators right here, and inside of the HUD Mega Pack you're going to find the helmet HUD tracker. This one actually has a built-in auto tracker, so you can actually track the movement of whatever the subject is. Another awesome thing in terms of tracking is going to be found under the Pro Decatur HUD here. That one as well, or has a built-in auto tracker. Which I have here just a quick shot of this woman, and of course you want to have your subject not moving as much. Drag that above your media, trim it down to the length of that clip, and you're going to select the helmet HUD tracker. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into the track editor here. And another thing I want to point out here is under the control mode. So right now we have it set to track mode. However, if we set this to on-screen control, you can see all of the drop zone overlays that you can change. You're going to see all of these drop zone are pretty much areas that you can add image, or in this case the presets. So we're going to be using the HUD elements to use that in the drop zone. You can also set this to display mode, and this will just hide the actual on-screen controls. Go back to track mode. I'm going to go to track editor. What you want to do first is move this box to the left eye here, set the track assist filter. We're going to leave that how it is, and I think everything is good. We're going to increase the track quality to 100. I want to set the tracking type to position, scale, and rotation. Hit the track forward button. So once it's finished tracking, it's going to look something like this. And once you're happy with the result, just click export data, and this will save all of those tracking points onto that video clip. You're not going to see anything yet, so we're going to have to switch from track mode to display mode. And I'm going to select one of these. This one looks pretty cool, so I'm going to click and drag this above our media. I'm going to split this to match the clip like that. And what I'm going to do from here is, once it's set like that, and we're going to right click on that preset, we're going to create a grouped clip, and I'm going to name this 01 for this example. So now we can go back to the tracker. We're going to go back to the drop zone. So drop zone number 1. Right now it says no source. Select this compound clip, click apply clip, and then disable, or you can also delete it if you want. If you don't want it on the timeline, just delete it, but we still have it in our project window. And now we can just disable all the other drop zones. Now, if you want to overlay like certain HUD elements, you definitely can do that. It will just add multiple ones, kind of creating like a ring effect. But in this case, I don't want that, so I'm just going to turn the opacity all the way down for every single drop zone after drop zone 1. It's going to look something like this, and you can see now it's animated. I'm going to increase the opacity and change the blend mode from screen to lighten, and we're going to increase the scale of this one a little bit. We're going to go back to this area, which is very important. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to position X and Y, and what this will do is this will control the X-axis kind of like around. It almost creates like a spherical look, which is what we want to replicate that Iron Man HUD effect. So I'm going to move this to the left, something like this, and I think that looks pretty good there. And then the Y-axis, so up and down. So I'm going to move this kind of towards the top left here. Under scale, this will control the entire scale of all of the drop zone settings, and that looks pretty good. Now let's say you want to change the color. Because we got rid of it, we're going to go back to the project setting, and I'm going to find that one, which is this one. I named it 01. I'm going to double click on that, select the preset. Here I'm going to change this color to match the color of that lighting that was shot for that woman. In this case, it's like, I think, pink on the left side. Color 2, we're going to make that one pink as well. Why not? Hit the left arrow, and you're going to see now it's kind of matching that lighting a little bit. We're just going to make a copy of the HUD now instead of having to redo everything. So hold Option, drag upwards, and from there, all we got to do is go back into the settings here. We're going to go down, and we're going to change the position X and Y. We're just going to move this one down. So we're going to move this down, and we're going to change the actual element of that because we don't want it to be the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the HUD volume between 2 and 4, whatever element you want, doesn't really matter. I'm going to add this one here. This one looks pretty cool. Again, just do the same thing, rinse and repeat. Again, right click, create a grouped clip. I'm going to name this 02. I'm then going to select the copied clip, which should be the top one. And I'm going to go down to drop zone, and I'm going to select the grouped clip, click apply, and then you can delete this now. Once we're happy with the result, we can make this a little bit smaller if you think it's a little bit too big. Okay, so once it's finished rendering, I'm going to push play, and I have this super cool kind of animated effect here. Let's say you want to track other elements. You can, of course, go and use the Final Cut Pro 10 Auto Tracker 2.2. And I did make a video tutorial on that. I'll have it linked in the description of this video in case you guys want to watch that. Also, guys, be sure to use the coupon code KingPixelPro for an awesome discount at checkout. I'll also have that in the description. With that being said, I will catch you guys on my next video.